Coming up today on This Is True Really News.
Attaboy. Way to remember the whole title.
Well, I started reading the first story, which might have been a bit of a mistake.
I think people will get the idea that we're easily distracted. Look, squirrel.
That's shiny.
That's the scary part. It doesn't really have to be shiny. We just
Could
look.
be
It's
anything.
Tuesday.
Wait a minute, it's Tuesday?
I know. There you go.
So we're going to learn about a vacated flat. We're going to check in on a vacated flat today.
Is that like an apartment?
Yes. I want our friends in the British Isles and New Zealand and Australia to feel comfortable with us. Before we insult the crap out of them, right? Anyway.
Seems only fair.
Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. And if you have a story you think we would destroy, call us. No, send us email at titr@netradio.network. God almighty.
So close. That was so close to being coherent. I was so impressed.
Call us. I almost did the phone number.
Just put up the titter signal.
When we were back at KS, I almost did the phone number.
See, that's the nice part about my advanced Alzheimer's is I don't remember my own phone number.
By the way, this past weekend, you'll never guess who I ran into. Do you remember Matt Mikulski when he was an intern over at KS?
I don't remember anything.
Oh, okay.
I barely remember you, and that's only because I have your name taped down in here.
I saw Matt. He was shocked and excited.
I can understand the shock. I'd be more confused as to why you're still loose.
Sheila.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
So for the first time since COVID-19, the pandemic, not just the drug, just the disease they're going to keep trying to bring out every year.
This time the drugs will work, says the president.
You'll find them especially helpful when you get the COVID-19 election year strain. So for
Not
the first
only
time,
are you required to stay home, you're required to vote Biden.
which you think would wear thin in the next
else.
20 years, but I'm sure they'll try it. For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began, a ritual event took place this spring at the Sensoji Temple in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
The Guardian reports the traditional crying sumo event.
Yes.
Which features pairs of infants.
Yes.
Infants.
I know.
Held by the parents face each other. And then they are frightened into crying by staff wearing Oni demon masks.
I love Japan. I love the Japanese people. I love their food.
I like the idea. I'd like to see them try that in New York and watch
the baby pull a switchblade on him.
And then they'd all be arrested, of course, for child endangerment.
Exactly.
The first baby to cry wins the match. Really? I would think the second baby to cry should win the match.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We want the baby with a little fortitude.
Said Hisei Watanabe, mother of an 8-month-old. We can tell a baby's health condition by listening to the way they cry. I want to hear her healthy crying.
Just wait for it to be hungry or wet.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just wait 5 minutes. Crying sumo events are held throughout the country. In Japan, explained Shigemi Fuji, chairman of the Asakusa Tourism Federation. Tourism Federation?
Yeah.
This is a tourist event?
Likely.
In Japan,
you can't get tickets to the real thing. This might be the next best deal.
And they're already in diapers, so it works.
It's just fine.
In Japan, we believe babies who cry powerfully grow up healthily. Honest to God, it says healthily.
Yep.
Okay. I don't see the attraction, but what do I know? People pay to watch poker on ESPN,
So a landlord checking on a vacated flat.
Is that the lord of the land?
He would be. He owned it and he rented it out. It was vacated. He discovered 15,000 pounds worth of damage when he checked on it. Seems a flock of birds found their way inside through the partially open patio door.
Are they seagulls?
And heck, he doesn't say. Proceeded to take over every room in the 2-bed East London
Zaha there?
flat. Flock of seagulls, somebody else. Pest control experts say the flat resembled the island of Roca Partida in Mexico, known as Bird Poo Island. The tiny uninhabited island is colored almost completely white due to the sheer amount of bird guano, similar to Bird Crap Island in Lake Mille Lacs here in Minnesota.
Actually, kind of reminds me of the Worth Parkway Golf Course.
Right? But some of that's goose, too, and that's
true. That's
just not the same thing.
No, but it will make you fall just the same.
One grisly photo.
That is some slippery stuff.
One grisly photo from inside the home shows bird poo covering all parts of the kitchen, including the drying rack, toaster, kettle, worktop, and floor. The pest control bosses described the living room as a sight to behold, with sofas, carpet, and television all left totally covered. The mammoth cleanup operation,
Mammoth, I say,
means the landlord, who admitted he should have checked the property after it was vacated rather than 2 weeks later, will be spending the $15,000 out of pocket.
Oops.
And you thought you were having trouble with Medicare.
I am.
Yeah, well, you are.
But that's normal.
That's true. This is Abby someone.
Yep. Mesa, Arizona this spring, police responded to the One Life Church after receiving a call about a naked man in their baptismal font.
He's being reborn.
Story in AZ Central said officers found Jeremiah Sykes, 20 years old.
He's got one of the great Bible names.
Was asked to leave. Sykes? That was a dog on Midsummer Murders.
Tony.
Anyway, officers say Sykes, who I'm going to do a Google search for the Bible reference for that, when he was asked to leave repeatedly but wouldn't comply, and then
I'm not coming out.
He then wrapped himself in a blanket and just wandered about the property.
Hey!
Sykes told officers he was merely baptizing himself. And
as you do.
I'm sure it took, because during his booking procedure, he punched 2 officers and got that added to the charges.
Jesus taught me the 5-finger death punch. So what?
As opposed to the 2 fingers of death, which is just a tap.
Exactly. A small town in Portugal was hit by a massive flood. This is from my brother, Chris.
No relation.
After an accident at a distillery in Levira, Portugal, or Levira, probably Levira. It seems 2 tanks of red wine ruptured, spilling their contents onto the streets. Oh, yeah, you got it. You know what's happening here, right? Residents watched as 2.2 million liters of red wine were unleashed, flooding the town with a deluge of grapey goodness. Levira Distillery was forced to apologize after a basement in a house near its distillery was flooded with wine. The home's residents, found swimming in the basement, assured the distillery that everything was just fine. The company took
nothing happened at all.
The company took responsibility for any damage the spill may have caused. Local authorities say volunteers prevented the wine from reaching the river and causing what could have been an environmental disaster. The crew foreman reported that
nothing like drunk fish.
Everything was just fine.
What's the problem?
The company I'm not as drunk as you drunk I am. The company admitted.
Think that, huh?
They were concerned about their economic loss after losing that much red wine. Well, the people of the town are never going to be sober again. Why? They're not going to need any more.
Yeah, but you can't drink that stuff unless you get it right out of you got to get it right out of the truck. Otherwise, it's going through the street.
Come on, you've seen kids suck water off of concrete. You may have done it as a child.
No, I had my limits.
Investigations are ongoing into the cause.
I did drink out of any hose that was available, though. So
hey, there you go. Same thing.
Yeah, and we lived.
Wow.
And we're I can't say that it was faith-based.
No.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.